My name is Megan. I am 26 years old. I live with my dad in a small house. My mom is not here. My dad told me she died when I was a baby. I never saw her. I never heard her voice. I only know her name. Her name was Claire. That is all I knew. My dad did not say much. When I was a child, I asked him, "What happened to Mom?" He said, "She was sick, and now she is gone." I asked, "What kind of sick?" He just said, "It was hard to talk about." So I stopped asking. I thought maybe it made him sad. I did not want to hurt him. I work at a small shoe shop. The owner is a man named Paul. He is a kind person. He shows me how to keep the shoes in order. He tells me what colors to put in front and what sizes to move. I clean the shop. I talk to people. I help them find shoes. I do not earn much, but I do not mind. It is quiet work. I like quiet. I work 8 days a week. On Saturdays, I help at home. On Sundays, I rest. My days are always the same. I wake up, I wash, I eat, I go to work, and I come back. I make dinner. My dad sits in front of the TV. We eat together. He does not talk much, but I am used to it. I have one good friend. Her name is Lisa. We went to the same school when we were little. Now she works in a gift shop not far from my job. We meet on Sundays. We walk to the park or sit on a bench. Sometimes we eat ice cream. Sometimes we just talk. One Sunday, we were sitting near the lake. Lisa looked at me and said, "Do you ever think about your mom?" I said, "Sometimes, but not much. I don't know her." She said, "Doesn't that feel strange?" I said, "Not really. I never had her, so I don't miss her." Lisa looked at the water and said, "Still, don't you want to know more?" I said, "I do, but my dad never says anything. He always stops the talk. Maybe it's too hard for him." Lisa looked at me again. "Or maybe he's hiding something." I looked at her. I never thought of that before. "Why would he hide something?" I asked. She said, "I don't know. But it's been so many years. You are not a baby anymore. You should know what happened." I looked down at my hands. I felt a strange cold feeling in my chest. I said, "Maybe you're right." That week, something happened. I came home early on Wednesday. My boss let me go after lunch because the shop was not busy. I walked home. It was warm outside. The sun was out. When I opened the door, I heard nothing. I took off my shoes and went inside. My dad was in the living room. He did not hear me come in. He was sitting on the chair, looking at something. I walked closer. I saw that he was holding a photo. I stopped. I looked at the picture. It was a photo of a woman. She had brown hair and soft eyes. She looked kind. She looked like me. My dad turned and saw me. He quickly put the photo under a book. "Who is that?" I asked. He stood up fast. "No one," he said. "Was that Mom?" I asked again. He said yes, then walked to the kitchen. I did not stop him. I stood there and looked at the chair. Something was not right. Why did he hide the photo? Why did he never show it to me before? I went to my room and sat on the bed. I felt confused. The next day, I told Lisa what I saw. She said, "He's hiding something. You need to talk to someone who knows. Do you have any other family?" I said, "My aunt. Her name is Mary. She is my mom's sister. She lives in another town." Lisa said, "Then call her. Maybe she can tell you the truth." That night, I sat in my room with my phone in my hand. I did not know if I should call, but something in me said I had to know. I found her number and pressed the button. The phone rang 2 times. Then I heard her voice. "Hello?" she said. I said, "Aunt Mary, this is Megan. I'm Claire's daughter." She said, "Megan, oh dear, I haven't heard your voice in so long." "I want to ask you something," I said. "It's about my mom." She was quiet. "Can I come see you?" I asked. She said, yes, come this weekend. I think it's time." I took the bus on Saturday morning. The trip took 3 hours. Aunt Mary met me at the bus stop. She gave me a hug. "You look just like her," she said. We walked to her house. She gave me tea. We sat in the living room. "I want to know the truth," I said. Aunt Mary looked at me. Her face was soft, but her eyes looked sad. "Megan," she said, "your mom didn't die when you were a baby." I stared at her. "What?" "She didn't die," she said. "She left." I felt something break inside me. "She left me?" I asked. "She was not well," Aunt Mary said. "She was not strong. Your dad tried to help her, but she said she could not stay." I said, "Why did Dad say she died?" "He wanted to protect you," she said. "He thought it was easier to say that. You were small. He didn't want you to be sad." "But it was a lie," I said. "My whole life is not true." "I'm sorry, Megan," she said. "We lost contact with her. I don't know where she is now." That night, I could not sleep. I looked at the ceiling. My head was full of questions. My mom was not dead. She was alive when I was small. She left. She never came back. My dad never told me. I did not know what to feel. Why, angry, lost. Maybe all at the same time. In the morning, I took the bus home. My dad was in the kitchen when I came in. He smiled and said, "Did you enjoy your trip?" I looked at him. I said, "I know the truth." His face changed. He sat down. He looked very tired. "I saw Aunt Mary," I said. "She told me Mom didn't die. She left." He did not speak for a few seconds. Then he said, "Yes, it's true. I'm sorry." "Why did you lie to me?" I asked. I didn't know what to say. I didn't want you to be sad. She was not well. She walked away and never came back. "You should have told me," I said. He looked at me. I was scared. I didn't say anything. I just went to my room and closed the door. I sat on the bed and looked out the window. I felt like I was in someone else's story, but it was mine, and I didn't know what would happen next. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking into the dark, but maybe someone is out there listening. If you are, please say hello or tell me where are you listening from in the comments. It would mean a lot to me. The next day, I did not talk much. I made breakfast and cleaned the table. My dad sat in silence. He looked at me, but I did not look back. My heart was not calm. I felt angry, but I also felt sad. My head was full of questions. Why did my mom leave? Where did she go? Why did she never call? Did she think about me? Did she miss me? I went to work, but I could not smile. My hands moved slow. My mind was far away. Mr. Paul asked, "Are you okay, Megan?" I said, "I'm just tired." He said, "You can go home early if you need." I said, "Thank you, but I will stay." I did not want to go home yet. After work, I sat in the park. The sun was going down. The sky was orange and soft. I watched the trees move in the wind. A boy rode a bike. A dog ran after a ball. A woman pushed a baby in a stroller. I looked at them and thought, where is my mother now? Is she in a park like this? Is she happy? Lisa came to the park. She sat next to me. "You look tired," she said. "I don't feel good," I said. "Did you talk to your dad?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "He said Mom left. He said she had problems." "Do you believe him?" Lisa asked. "I think it's true," I said, "but it still hurts." Lisa looked at me. "You can find her, you know." I looked at her. "How?" "You can look online." You can ask your aunt again, I said. I don't know where to start. I don't even know her full name now. Maybe she has a new name. Maybe she lives in another country. Lisa said, You can try. I will help you. The next day, I called Aunt Mary. I said, Do you know where she went? Do you know her last name now? She said, I don't know where she is. She left the town many years ago. She said she wanted a new life. Then she stopped calling. Do you have a photo of her? I asked. Yes, she said. I will send it to you. She sent the photo to my phone. I looked at it for a long time. My mom was standing in front of a tree. She was smiling. Her hair was long. Her hands were in her coat pockets. I looked at her eyes. I had the same eyes. I saved the photo on my phone. That night, I looked online. I typed her name. I found many names. I clicked on one, then another, but nothing looked right. Some names had no photo. Some faces were not hers. I looked for hours, but I found nothing. The next day, I was tired. I went to work, but I dropped a shoe. I gave the wrong size to a woman. I said, Sorry, I will fix it. My boss looked at me. Go rest, Megan, he said. You need sleep. I went home. My dad was watching TV. I sat in the kitchen. I looked at the table. Then I looked at my dad. Can we talk? I said. He turned off the TV. Yes. Why did she leave? I asked. Did she want to go, or did you ask her to go? He was quiet for a minute. Then he said, She wanted to go. I asked her to stay. She said she could not stay. She said she was not ready to be a mother. Did she love me? I asked. Yes, he said. But she was not strong. She had many sad days. She cried a lot. She said she felt lost. She said she needed to go. Then one day, she left. Did she ever write? I asked. No, he said, not once. I felt a sharp pain in my chest. I wanted to cry, but I held it in. I stood up and walked to my room. That night, I looked at the photo again. I said out loud, Why did you leave me? The photo did not answer. I put it under my pillow. The next morning, I went to Lisa's house. She made tea. We sat on the floor. I want to find her, I said, but I don't know how. Lisa said, Let's try together. We used her laptop. We searched her name. We looked for the town she lived in before. We checked many photos. After 1 hour, we found a woman with the same name. She worked at a small shop in a city 2 hours away. The photo was small, but I saw her eyes. They looked like mine. Is that her? Lisa asked. I think so, I said. Lisa said, "We can go this weekend." I said, "Okay." On Saturday, we took the bus. It was a long ride. We didn't talk much. My hands were cold. My heart beat fast. Lisa looked at me. "Are you scared?" she asked. "Yes," I said. We got off the bus. We walked to the shop. It sold clothes and hats. I looked inside the window. A woman stood behind the counter. She folded a shirt. I looked at her face. It was her. I knew it. It was my mom. I stood at the door. I did not move. Lisa said, "Go in." "I can't," I said. She said, "You came this far. You must try." I opened the door. A bell rang. The woman looked up. Her eyes met mine. She froze. "Can I help you?" she said. I walked closer. "Do you remember me?" I asked. She looked at me. Her hands began to shake. "Megan," she said. "Yes," I said. She dropped the shirt. She came around the counter. She looked at my face. "You are Spig now," she said. "You left me," I said. My voice was quiet, but my heart was loud. Tears came to her eyes. "I'm sorry," she said. "I was young. I was swag. I thought I would come back one day, but I never did." "Why not?" I asked. "I thought you did not want me," she said. "I did not even know you were alive," I said. She covered her mouth and tears rolled down her face. "I am so sorry," she said again. I did not know what to say. I looked at her. She looked at me. For the first time, we stood in the same room. Lisa waited outside. I stepped back. I said, "I need time." She nodded. "Of course." I left the shop. I walked to the bus. Lisa walked beside me. I said, "She knows now. That's enough for today." The next day, I stayed home. I did not go to work. I sat by the window. I watched people walk by. I thought about my mother's face. I thought about her voice. It was soft and sad. She said sorry. She cried. I wanted to feel better, but my heart was still heavy. My dad came into the room. He asked, "Did you see her?" I said, "Yes." He sat down. "How was it?" he asked. I said, "She looked at me. She knew me." She cried. He looked down. He said, "She was not a bad person. She was just not ready." I said, "I believe that now, but it still hurts." 2 days later, I got a letter at the shop. It had my name on it. I opened it. Inside was a photo. It was the same photo from her shop. She wrote, "I hope you can keep this. I want you to know I never forgot you." There were no other words. I looked at the photo for a long time. Then I put it in my bag. I met Lisa at the cafe. I told her about the letter. She said, "She is trying. Maybe you can meet again." I said, "Maybe, but not now." Lisa said, "That's okay. Take your time." At home, I sat with my dad. We looked at old photos together. There were not many of my mom, but I saw some pictures I had never seen before. Me as a baby, my dad holding me. I smiled. He smiled too. For the first time, we talked about the past. He said, "You are strong, Megan. I am proud of you." I said, "Thank you, Dad." 1 week later, I picked up my phone. I typed a message to my mom. "I don't know what comes next, but I don't hate you. Maybe we can meet again." I pressed send, then I put the phone down and took a deep breath. The truth hurt, but it also opened a door, and maybe, just maybe, I was ready to walk through it. I hope my story stayed with you. Like and comment if you want to hear more soon.